Football League.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. Tonight it's the Thursday opener for the new NFL season, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Kyle Shanahan on the 49ers sideline. His guys ready to get this one going. On the other side for the Seahawks, it's Mike McDonald. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Leading them out is their 6'3" quarterback, the third overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Darnold. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Back deep for the Niners, Sky Moore. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
This week, such an important one for his entire offense, but for him especially. He wants to start this new season off strong. He's got big plans for this year, wants it to be one where he finishes among the league's best while leading his team to the postseason. A strong opening week is a great start to that and can create momentum that carries over not just to next week, but the next few weeks as well. A rising tide raises all ships. And if he can start this season off strong, his offense will benefit.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Oh. Boy, Christian McCaffrey shaken up, so hold everything here as they're going to take a look at it. Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Purdy now to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Well, 1 for 1, a lot more to go. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
On the ground, it's Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
2nd down and 8. Purdy going to give it to Garindo. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Back to throw, Purdy. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown, 49ers. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the 49ers are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. but you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Darnold. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Well, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back and then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Now it's Darnold. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
Here's Purdy. Now he'll tap this and run. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the defense. They did a nice job there as they flushed him to his right. But he is able to buy some time, extend the play, and turned it into a short gain.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Shotgun now with Purdy. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. Two minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Throwing here, Purdy. That's complete to Pearsall. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And a solid run down inside the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Now it's 2nd and 10. Purdy. Pass caught by Pearsall. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 10. Darnold. Open man is Barner, the tight end. And out across midfield down to the 45.
It's a gain of 28 yards. That's good for a Seahawks
Now Darnold. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Samuel going to go in motion right.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's Walker. So the completion results there in 9 yards. 3rd and 7 now.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Back to throw, Darnold. And escapes the sack. Darnold, he can beat you in a number of ways, and there the scramble for the first.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
He completes this to Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Kenneth Walker in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle, as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's got some space here.
Down the left sideline. Inside the 10.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10. Purdy looking to throw.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode
Really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Here's Harris. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the 49ers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And some space here. Down the sideline he goes. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Runs over it. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a two-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Seahawks take
the interception on defense and converted into 6 points.
So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Oh, what a move. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Niners offense and Christian McCaffrey ready to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 159 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead. And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Now Harris. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
The end result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And he's got it down to the 28.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Play action. Now Purdy. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now Purdy. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Second and 10, third quarter of the season opener. Back to throw. Purdy. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Purdy from the gun on third down. A bullet throw, but incomplete. fourth down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. He hit his first, this one from 38. And this one is right through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
155 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
Off of play action, Darnold.
This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he's brought down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is first and 10 at the 43.
Has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Darnold now to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from going back on top here in the fourth.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Dances by him.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The 49ers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
Back to throw now on first down. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 25 yards there on the catch and run. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Purdy now to throw.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll get this down to the 30-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Usually the big fella's a blocker, a lead back, but he gets the ball on first down. What a surprise for everyone. And as a former safety, if he breaks into the secondary and you see him coming, you just know that's a whole lot of man you've got to deal with now.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw, Purdy.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey.
And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. But they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They run with Harris. They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here it is, 4th and goal.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied. And it would appear that the Seahawks are going to win this football game. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Again, it's Walker. And some room to run now. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division.